Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lift off it is. May we take a solemn moment, though, wish a good friend goodbye. Yep, then we need to issue a warning to everyone in coastal North Carolina and, as it turns out, to points beyond the coastal region. The fifth month has come and gone. 2027 is but a mere 7 months away. Today is the first day of the sixth month. It's June. For those of you new to this part of the world, you will need to stop by a hardware store and apply for your hunting license. Then go online and download all of the information you can find about hurricanes. Today is the first day of the Atlantic hurricane season, and we take it seriously. Make sure you designate 15% of your house or apartments as storage for water and non-perishable foods like soup, SpaghettiOs, Vienna sausage, and soda crackers. If you are a military-connected individual, you might be able to score some leftover MREs. I would give you some of my 1960s vintage sea rations, but I just ate the last can of some sort of meat beef stew. You need maps showing evacuation routes, all locations for schools that can be designated as emergency evacuation shelters, hardware stores, and supermarkets. Don't forget your pets and little ones, they must eat too. If you are pregnant or might become pregnant through the end of November, you'll need special supplies. Consult your family doctor. Stay tuned to radio and TV stations during the period of time for additional tips. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
And good morning. Happy Monday. I'm Lee Barrows. I'm just like, what was that?
Yeah, it's hurricane season.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's the month of June, and for the next until the 30th of November.
Right, but we don't talk about it.
Yeah, we do. We're going to talk them to death.
Can't say the H word.
We're going to make them go away.
Yes,
we're going
that's
to
right.
talk them back to sea, and if that doesn't work, well,
Yeah, all this hype about, well, it's going to be a below average.
Oh,
it only takes one hurricane.
Wild guess.
Yes, it only takes one.
Remember, when we offer advice and suggestions, feel free to ignore it until the last minute when we start screaming and talking incoherently. The good news is that most of the time we just get scared for no reason at all. But there occasionally we will pick up one. The last one we picked up of any consequence. What's the last one you can remember a name of? Ding.
A name of what?
A hurricane.
Of a hurricane.
Yeah,
Florence.
Yeah. We've had others since then.
Right.
But nothing happened.
Right.
Of any consequence, right?
Florence was ugly.
Florence was really ugly.
Right.
And before that, what was it?
Bertha. And what came after Bertha?
There were three of them in a row.
Yeah, it was Bertha and, oh my gosh, I know the name.
Fran?
Fran
Drescher?
Fran. Yeah,
Okay.
Bertha, Fran, and then I think Matthew was one. Was that before?
That was a different one. But it was another one that year, too, and I don't remember what they were.
I remember Bertha and Fran well. I remember Bertha took out my mom's home.
Oh, really?
Yes. Tree right through the middle. Bing!
Ouch.
Yes. But good things come out of bad things. So,
Yeah, it does. There. It is a Monday morning. It is the 1st of June, and we're here. We're back. Chris is he's got some special stuff that he's working on.
Yes.
And we'll get him to share with all of us when he's back in the hot seat in here. We will tell you what he's up to.
Right.
Well,
right.
we'll let him tell you what he's up to. How's that?
Right. Yes.
It's all good. Yeah.
Did you have a good weekend?
I think so.
I think I did.
Busy
too.
weekend. For a lot of people around the area,
Yes.
It was busy.
I spent Friday doing my yard work and then Saturday doing a little bit of laundry and freshening the house back up.
I have to put an overcoat on to do your yard work.
Oh, well, I did go to the grocery store. That was depressing Saturday morning. So depressing. And
did you go Friday before you went to the grocery store to get a second mortgage?
No, but, I had thought about, what do I want to do this week? And why don't I go I think I'll go shopping or something. And then after the grocery store, I said, no, shopping's done.
Too late.
Too late because it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It is so ridiculous, the prices.
Some cool temperatures certainly didn't keep cool heads, I'll tell you that, over the weekend. There was
No, right there near my neck of the woods. Got a
it
little
was,
crazy. And
Saturday morning at Ollie's
Mhm.
on Henderson Drive, of all places, police reports have two women. They had an exchange of unpleasantries. 54-year-old Stacy Sanders pulled a pistol, according to police reports, during the dispute with 34-year-old Bethany Cardona.
Really?
44-year-old David Cardona intervened, took the gun, and started leading Ms. Stacy towards the exit. Come on, lady, get out. Police had been called by then and were en route, but before they got there, Ms. Sanders returned to the store armed with a knife and stabbed Mr. Cardona in the chest.
Yes.
The officers arrived, arrested Ms. Sanders, not quite understanding the charges. Both were misdemeanors. Carrying a concealed weapon, that's clear cut, and misdemeanor assault with a deadly weapon. Misdemeanor assault with a deadly weapon.
I don't get that.
And there's no intent or no inflicting serious bodily injury, so I'm assuming he really wasn't hurt much.
What difference does it make?
It doesn't matter, but there was an intent there, I'm sure,
Right.
of some sort or another, which would have elevated it to a felony. A total unsecured bond of $1,000 on the two charges. There's got to be a lot more to this story.
I think so, and I think maybe we'll see an increase of the charges or something. But
yeah, well, I don't
You know,
know. I
it's
got a feeling it's going to be some kind of a situation.
all right, you had a gun first.
Yeah, why?
The gun was taken away
In
from
Ollie's.
you. Then you pulled a knife and stabbed
You went
somebody.
to your car. Well, you were forced to leave the store, so you went to your car
Right.
and got a knife. I conveniently had a knife in my
That's
car.
intent right there.
I conveniently had a knife in my car. There's some premeditation on that one.
Exactly, and we have misdemeanor charges.
Well,
I
we
don't
don't know.
know.
We don't know the circumstances.
Mhm.
We don't know what the victims are
True.
saying. We don't know because the police report was not complete as of.
I went by there a couple hours later, and they'd already taken the crime scene tape. People were back shopping again. I didn't go in. Crazy people. And then we had a high-speed chase.
Friday night.
Yes.
The night before,
Talk
the
about
911
that.
hotline was hot with multiple calls about quite a disturbance, apparently in the 2500 block of North Marine Boulevard up here on 17 North. Seems a
Yes.
man who was there kept running into a car with his pickup truck. Ran into it, backed up, ran into it again, backed up, ran into it again. He stopped his truck, got out of his truck, and started yelling and shouting at the crowd that was gathering. Then he started slapping other cars with his hands, beating them as he walked by. As police arrived, they said that 42-year-old Orasto Santana hopped into his pickup truck and drove away. Police gave chase. They were soon joined by deputies with the Onslow Sheriff's Office and some state troopers. The news release simply states that Santana was arrested after his truck became disabled. After his truck became disabled. I'm not sure yet which technique they used to disable his truck, but no specific details on that have been released yet.
I would like for the full story to come out because I understand reading from witnesses on the scene and watching videos that this chase, I wouldn't really say high speed. Because my understanding, it was not high speed. It was just him refusing to stop. Went on for miles and miles. It started up here and ended near Blue Creek.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of law enforcement cars involved.
Yeah. Santana spent the weekend in jail under bonds totaling $40,000. The charges. You ready?
Go ahead with it.
Assault with a deadly weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Misdemeanor. Really? Misuse of the 911 system. Misdemeanor. Failure to heed light or siren. Misdemeanor. Hit and run. Misdemeanor. Then there were some traffic violations. Failure to maintain lane control, improper use of traffic lane. Improper use of traffic lane. Maybe he was using the wrong lane to do something. Failure to stop at a steady red light and mobile phone violation.
Hey.
Oh, that's 10 to 20 right there. All of the criminal offenses were misdemeanors. The other charges were traffic infractions. So we'll see what's going to happen. He's got a first appearance today.
Okay, I have a question.
I got right.
$40,000 bond,
Yeah.
but the lady at Ollie's got $1,000 for pulling a gun and a knife.
It's what you do, what the intent is, and
I've got to get a judge in here. I have questions.
What the bonds are set based upon the seriousness of the crime, whether you're local or not, whether you've had experiences in the court system or not, whether you've shown up on time as you're supposed to or not. If you go to court and you're already out, I mean, if you get arrested and you're already out on a probationary thing, or you're out awaiting trial on another charge, then your bond is going to be higher. That's one of the things. If you have failed to show up for court, if you fail to appear, I don't care if your lawyer forgot to tell you about it or not, they're going to arrest you. And then the next time you get arrested, because there will be a next time, the next time you're arrested, the bond's going to be higher because you failed to show up for court and they had to get a warrant and go look for you. Not a good thing.
So the guy in the chase, the charges, were any of them including drugs?
Nope.
No drugs found?
Nope.
I would have thought he was high as a kite to do that.
No, apparently not, because they didn't charge him with any driving while impaired offenses, drunk and disruptive, nothing. I don't know what. I want to know is what led to this. Somebody done somebody wrong. He was mad.
Yeah, he was. But, from my understanding, reading comments,
Socialist media.
he wasn't driving excessive speed.
Doesn't matter. He wasn't stopping.
I know that. I know it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, that was a long chase. And there were so many LEO cars
Think about
involved in
O.J.
it.
Simpson.
I know.
No speed, just driving. Hey, how
That's
you
what a lot of
doing?
people were comparing it to. And they said he drove a Ranger, and they were calling it the Ranger Danger chase.
God.
Ranger Danger chase.
Well, I'm glad they were able to corral him. And
Yes.
I'd just be interested.
Somebody could have been seriously hurt.
I just want to know how they did it.
Yes.
Pit maneuver or whatever.
I heard that there was a couple pit maneuvers. I don't know the full story. I only know what was being said. So we don't know.
I don't know from anybody that wasn't in the vehicle at the time.
I do know that most everything I heard about what happened at Ollie's turned out to be true. So there were several witnesses. One lady said she witnessed the whole thing, and I'm like, don't be putting it on social media because JPD is going to come knocking on your door.
You will be a witness.
Yeah, that happened to me once. I learned my lesson.
Yes, everybody. I
Learned my lesson.
I ain't seen nothing. My unfortunate thing was, let's see, where was it? We were in Wilmington, two of us. I was riding, and another car went through a red light in front of me and hit another car. I was just riding. We weren't doing law enforcement things. We were just there. The other guy was not a cop.
Right.
And we stopped, pulled over and checked to be sure nobody was hurt and called it in too. And on a radio in those days, didn't have cell phones, so it's been a long time ago. And it was at an intersection where there were a lot of these things. People like to crash those red lights. 17th and Dawson, I think it was. And, but anyway, when the police got there, of course, they took my name down. And I said, oh, God. I think somebody over here saw it too.
They all saw it better
But
than
guess who
me.
gets a subpoena?
Right.
And the chief says, what do you have a subpoena from the Wilmington Police Department for, the DA, to appear in court as a witness? I said, I have no clue. This was 6 months later.
Wow.
And they wanted to know what color shirt the person was wearing. I said, well, I wasn't on duty. I didn't write any of that down. However, that guy sitting right there, he was the guy that was driving. You sure? Absolutely.
See, I'm bad with remembering colors like I should,
know.
but I can give you the license plate number, the make and model of the car, but
the
not
bad
the color.
thing is about colors with cars and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Look over there at the sign up there. Do not turn around. What color shirt am I wearing?
Blue.
Blue.
I already know it's blue.
What color are my pants?
Khaki? Am I right?
You're paying way too much. You went paying way too much attention to me.
But you should have asked me about 5 hours from now. And I'll be like,
You'll remember now, though. Because I'm special.
yeah, I'll remember now.
I'm special.
But I didn't know today
What
was
socks am I wearing?
I don't know that you're wearing socks. Are they the no-show socks? Oh, they're right. Ankle socks. Okay. At least you wear cool socks. You don't wear grandpa's socks.
I got 200 pairs of these socks.
You wear the grandpa, the black socks up to your knees.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
Sorry for those of you that do.
Those are the guys who wear Bermuda shorts when they go to vacations and stuff, and they got socks all the way up to the knees.
Yeah,
and their whatever normal street shoes that they're wearing on the beach. I mean, I've seen that so many times. I'm like,
there's a lot you can see on the beach.
Don't ever let me get to be that old. So,
okay.
well, it's true. Iran's rogue leaders have said, keyword, have said they will not develop nuclear weapons and will not acquire nukes from anywhere else, seemingly meeting the chief sticking point with the U.S. president. President Trump seems to be happy with some skepticism with that part of what everyone hopes will result in a permanent ceasefire and the resumption of safe passage for commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. I'm sure he's had deals presented to him that were great until he went to actually sign the papers,
right?
And things weren't the same. And people back out of deals, they break the deals, they don't honor whatever. If negotiations do not advance, if they just, this is nothing but talk so far, or if there are any violations of Tehran's promise, Trump remains poised, and he made it perfectly clear, to unleash military action that would likely result in an extensive loss of life in Iran. Did anyone see the Iranian civilians, the citizens there, men, women, and children over the weekend, gathered en masse around likely targets of opportunity if the U.S. has to move forward? They had them in place. This is the kind of government we're dealing with, the kind of government the people of Iran have been subjected to. They put their citizens, and it was not a voluntary thing, you know that.
Right.
They put their citizens around targets, likely targets, and put it on TV for the world to see. These are men, women, and children here. They've gathered here because they don't want you bombing this location. They came here because they're dedicated to us. Bravo Sierra. They're there because they didn't want to be killed in place. Because that's what usually happens. If you don't do what they tell you to do, they kill you.
I'm telling you, it's just going to be, I mean, there was reports being made last night that the green light from Washington has arrived. All forces will attack in Beirut. This is from Israel. Evacuation notices are expected soon.
In Beirut.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Lebanon
just,
area.
it's just, well
I know that Israel's going to attack them.
Right. This is Dahiyeh. That's where they're saying that evacuation. I can't say that word. Daya. Yeah. It's in Beirut. It's in Beirut.
Thank you. Right. That's as close as we need to know. Anywho, we did it. We've done it. It's been a long time. But C-130 or whatever, flying low, dropping leaflets.
Right.
Here is where you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
You need to leave.
Yes.
And you need to leave now.
That. Yes. Well, and
it will be in their languages, of course, but that's the only way that they're not going to be hurt, because if we come through there, sorry, when a bomb goes off, it's not like a single round from a sniper's rifle. It spreads a lot. It's like shooting a 12-gauge shotgun with a 12-inch barrel in a crowded room. You get a lot of people.
Choo-wee.
All right, one round.
Speaking of such, a lot of people and getting, did you have, no, I know you didn't, but there was videos that have been out this weekend about a nightclub in Jacksonville, and it's mainly young people. Fight broke out. The whole place was mass hysteria.
This town?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So there's so many videos on it right now, but a huge fight. Well, I wouldn't say huge fight. A fight between, I'm not sure if it was between women and men jumped in or what, but
oh, God,
it
man,
was,
stay out of them.
It was.
Get out of them. You go to jail.
Anybody knew where it was, let us know. But it was a nightclub here in Jacksonville.
We'll get a report on it shortly.
It was crazy.
Tehran, though, should be aware that the first targets we go after will be the government leaders, wherever they are. It's not going to be their infrastructure necessarily. It's not going to be their oil producers, their refineries. It's not going to be any of that stuff. It will be some military targets, obviously.
Right.
And I hope they don't line those military targets with people, civilians. If it's so important to the military leaders, why don't they stand out there and with protest signs, don't bomb us.
Mm-hmm.
I am the supreme commander. Do not bomb us. Just go ahead.
How
please.
long are we going to play around? How long are we going to keep playing around?
Well, this is a little sooner than I thought. I thought it was going to be sometime around mid-August. But Tehran, okay, let's just say if we have to get down to blowing things up, if they're neutralized, once they're neutralized, the military understands the futility in fighting. If we take out the government, the military there is not stupid, okay? They know once we start taking out government leaders, military is going to be next, and there are going to be a lot of dead people. And they don't have a lot of people left. They have no supplies left, very little, very limited ground stuff. Navy's gone, Air Force is gone, okay? So whatever they do, they're going to have to be contained inside Iran, their army. They're not going anywhere else. They can't get there.
How do we end this and end this now? I mean, we're here paying higher gas prices.
Yep. Well,
grocery prices are still ridiculous. Tariffs are ridiculous.
That one way or the other, the gas prices will come down because oil prices will come down. Once the Strait of Hormuz is open, which is supposed to be doing today, and with no missiles fired, because if they fire one thing, one drone at shipping going through the Strait of Hormuz, I think it's going to be game on, and then it's going to be game over, and that's not going to be pretty for Iran. All right, it's going to make us look awful because there are going to be innocent civilians, men, women, and children are going to die.
No.
It's called collateral damage. They need to move.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Move.
Get out.
Y'all, it's not like the Japanese in World War II attacking Pearl Harbor. They didn't let us know they were coming. We have let you know that we're coming. Okay?
Right.
And that's just the way things are going to be. I hope that all flights into the United States are heavily screened for terrorist shipments. During this period of time, this grace period, or whatever they want to call this period of time that Iran says, yes, we're not going to do anything else with uranium. We're done with it. We're going to give it up. How much have they already shipped? How much is it in place? How much of it is waiting to be boom, boom, boom? How much of it will be coming into this country via Canada? Flights into Canada, drive it on down across the border, get a hotel room in New York, come across the border on the western end of the country, get a hotel room in Los Angeles. And how much of it do you think that they can destroy with the 2 dirty bombs as far as personnel are concerned? We're talking about tens of thousands. And it won't be an instant death.
We just need to quit playing. We need to quit playing. Let's get it done. Let's get it over with. Let's move on. This has affected everything there affects us here.
Tired
of it.
You've watched those bombs. Did you follow any of the bombs, or I'm sure studied it, hopefully, any of the tests that we did in the desert way back when in the 50s? Okay, here's the way those things work, because they have determined that at a certain altitude above the ground is where they want the bombs to go off. They don't want them to detonate on the ground. They get maximum dispersion of all the radioactive material, and the blast carries a lot further when it's up there, like at 500 feet. Now, just imagine hijacked planes, or not even hijacked planes, coming into several airports in this United States of America with triggered devices with shipments on board, checked luggage, or whatever, and it goes off. What's this, at 500 feet coming into whatever airport? Let's say it's coming into Kennedy. What do you think is going to be the damage there?
It's going to be huge.
Yes.
It's going to be a loss of life.
It will. Lots.
And it's going to be our people, our Americans, our innocent people.
Yep.
And then we're going to have to go over and just bomb the heck out of Iran and just end this. And, I really do believe, Rayford, it's only a matter of time.
What's going to have to be done sooner or later?
Yes.
Tehran's been doing nothing but running a delaying program for quite a few months now.
Absolutely.
Ceasefire. They broke.
Bombing like
what were they doing when all of that was going down?
Planning, getting ready, building.
That's right. Do you think they stopped producing nuclear devices?
Sat back and drank coffee? Heck no.
The president and our intelligence agencies do not trust Tehran to adhere to any demands. The current ones, the current situation, they lie. They lie. After all, we've never absolutely insisted in the past that they absolutely surrendered their nuclear programs, right? We didn't stop them. 2015. The original deal was, we're not going to do anything, but we've got to go in and inspect your stuff. And then they said, no. You're not coming in. You're not going to inspect anything. We just want to make sure you're using the nuclear stuff for peaceful purposes. Nope, you're not going to do it. And we said, okay.
It's time. It's time.
We did it again in 2020, was it, or 2021, 2022. Did the same stupid deal.
You're right, though, because when they agree to a ceasefire, all they're doing is
delay.
They're taking time while they can
continue
build back up.
Only time's going to tell about this thing. I hope we have that time. I hope we have time. If shipping resumes as fast as Trump indicates it will, no doubt we'll see a drop in oil prices, resulting in a drop in pump prices. Any bets on whether it will drop by quarters and dimes or nickels when it starts, as opposed to the 50-cent pieces and dollar jumps that it had going up? It certainly jumped overnight a lot.
Sure did.
910-333-0139. Love to hear from y'all this morning. Anything you want to talk about, and we're here for you. In the meanwhile, the Marine and Sailor forecast is a service of the National Weather Service in Newport. Elevated seas could linger across Onslow Bay waters through today. Another round of hazardous conditions expected to develop later tomorrow and could hang around for several days. In other words, it's not going to be a good week if you want to go offshore. Today, out to 60 nautical miles, winds out of the southeast, 10 to 15 knots, seas 5 to 7 feet. There's a chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Tuesday, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 with gusts to 30, seas 5 to 7, building to 6 to 9 in the afternoon. Wednesday, getting more intense, northerly winds 20 to 25 knots, seas 8 to 11 feet.
Today, we have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 80. Calm wind becoming south 5 to 8 miles per hour this afternoon. Chance of precipitation is at 50%. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms are likely, mostly cloudy with a low around 61. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 73. And listen to this, Tuesday night, mostly clear with a low around 53.
I can do that.
53. Oh, I can. And Wednesday is a high 76. And that low pressure system that there was so much hype about off our coast this week, not happening. Not happening. It's not happening.
Our ham radio friends around the area started checking in early this morning. Lee, you were first out of the woods.
I try to be.
Yeah. Lee checked in from Woodlands, her home, 63 degrees at the time, 87% humidity, 29.94 inches of mercury. No wind, no rain. Dale and Carol over there in Riverbend. Dale called in this morning. He's out there working already at the church, cutting up limbs and stuff.
That's cool.
My goodness gracious. While it is cold, that's a good thing. They live in Riverbend, 61.7 degrees there, 96% humidity, 29.94 inches of mercury, or 1,014 millibars if you're keeping score. No wind, no rain. Cedar Point, Ward checked in, 73 degrees. We got some from 62 degrees to 73 degrees this morning in the county, in the area. Cedar Point was, Ward said it was 73 degrees, 83% humidity, 30.10 inches of mercury, falling, cloudy. The winds he's got a little breeze going there from the south at about 5 to 10. Joe down in the borough, 69 degrees, 88% humidity, 29.96 inches of mercury. Southeasterly winds very light. Had some rain Saturday, like barely 0.11 inches on Saturday. And they've got nothing overnight since then. Joe's slipped on over to Emerald Isle. And by the way, if you go to our Facebook page, which you should be there right now if you're listening to us, and you can go down because Lee posted a picture from Joe this morning. It's of a moon over the ocean at 5 o'clock this morning there at Emerald Isle. Oh, what a gorgeous sight. Makes you want to be there. The moonbeam on the water. That's always pretty, very pretty. But anyway, that's where Joe was at Emerald Isle this morning, where it was 73 degrees on the island. The winds 5 to 10 out of the south. Bladenboro, James checked in on his way to work. I think he works over it's either in Brunswick or New Hanover counties or somewhere. Said it was cloudy and 68 degrees. Ken in Onslow Bay, 63.1 degrees, 81% humidity. He had nothing in the rain gauge and no wind. Jones County over there, Richard, 62 degrees, 96% humidity, 29.98 inches of mercury, cloudy southwesterly winds, but barely kicking the meter, just the needle just a little bit, 1 mile per hour. Brian also down in the borough. He lives over in the woods near the borough. I think he lives pretty close to Hammocks Beach, doesn't he? Because he said something about walking this weekend.
Sure.
69.4 degrees, 83% humidity, 29.61 inches of mercury, winds out of the south, very light. Randy in Southwest on his golf cart riding around, 60 degrees, 99% humidity, cloudy, 29.93 inches of mercury, calm, no winds at all and no rain. Over in Acorn Forest, that's just off Gum Branch Road. Will checked in, 66 degrees, 90% humidity, 29.97 inches of mercury, southeasterly winds at 3 miles an hour. Now, these are amateur radio operators. You posted something from...
I didn't post it, but I will.
From
Senator Ted Cruz.
He has got
I will post
beautiful
right now.
Produce piece, and Lee's going to post it now about amateur radio. And
right.
A state senator, a U.S. senator out of Texas. And he had some really nice things to say about ham radio. I haven't checked. I don't think he's a ham, is he? I haven't heard anything about it. I'll have to check and see how many amateur radio operators are in our Senate or the House, the U.S. House. I know we have our esteemed senator here, state senator Mike Lazaro is an amateur radio operator.
Right.
We have retired Sheriff Hans Miller is a ham radio operator.
Yes.
We've had all sorts of people who were really cool people over the years in this area. We had a doctor here, Dr. Barnes. Any of you guys remember Dr. Barnes? Doc was he was a ham.
Yes.
I mean, big time ham.
You talking about the obstetrician, Dr. Barnes? The baby doctor?
Was he a baby doctor?
Well,
Dr. Barnes.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Anyway, he was a ham, and we had Ben Rhodes. Oh God, he was my Elmer. Which Elmers are your people as you're getting started in amateur radio who really are not, they're not geeks, but they're there to help you. and he was my Elmer, and Ben Rose
Okay.
was at Jones Onslow, and he was big time ham. Jerry Fountain out there at Fountain Town, not far from Catherine's Lake, he was a ham. Is a ham. And he's also a pilot. So there are all sorts of folks in this neck of the woods. There are about 500 licensed hams in Onslow County. The club has about 75 members, and a bunch of us are active, what we call radioactive, pardon the pun, but that's whoever came up with that was pretty cool. I like that. So anyway, that's what's going on there. But anyway, Senator Cruz, he had some really cool things to say. I haven't checked. Is anything happening right now? Anybody got any information about this Mayhi brouhaha?
The melee. The melee. Yeah, what happened this weekend?
The brouhaha at some bar in town.
It was a lot of people in there.
Well,
I'm sorry. There were a lot of people in that nightclub, and I think it started between two females. I'm not, because the more it went on, the more people jumped in, and I was like, wow.
If you guys see advertised on TV or online, and they come under, and I found out there are a whole bunch of different companies selling the same device with some slight differences it's a sprayer like this. It may have a bigger nozzle on it. You just plug your water hose in, and it puts out as much pressure as a pressure washer.
Mm-hmm.
You can clean your driveways. You can clean your walk areas. You can clean the tops of trees 80 feet away, according to them.
Yeah, okay.
It just magnifies the pressure going into the thing from your water hose. Well, I ordered one, knowing that I would return it in all likelihood because it sounded too good to be true, but I wanted to see. Well, ended up when I got the bill, they had charged me for 4. They charged me for the one that I ordered. Then they went back and added 3 more and charged me for the 3 of them. Now, the first one came out with shipping and yada, 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 $34.95. The next 3 came out that I was paying $45 a piece for them. So I called immediately, and I said, I don't want them. Just cancel the order. I'll take the one that I ordered, but I didn't order the others. Well, we can't do that. They've been shipped. No, they haven't. That was in the very beginning, as soon as I saw the credit card statement. So I canceled it, but it didn't work. And I kept calling. I probably called the number. They stupidly had a direct U.S. line that went along with the PayPal that I got. So in the PayPal receipt, it showed up as being a number to contact. And I called them up in Wisconsin, and they said, no, we'll be glad once it gets there, you can return it. I said, I don't want it to wait for it. It's not coming. Well, it's coming it'll be there. And through a week ago, I called, and they told me stupidly that the order was in the tracking order. Shipping label had been made for a place in New Jersey. And that place in New Jersey, it was at the post office, ready to be shipped with the tracking order. So I waited till Monday. I checked the tracking order. They did not have the package. They were waiting for the package. So they lied. It was not in there. And I called them, and I said, you guys are misleading me. What you told me Saturday was a fib. And I just go ahead and issue a refund for everything. I don't want any of them. And they agreed to do so. So by Wednesday, money was back in my account, which I said, thank you. And then Saturday, I get 4 of these things in the mail. I get 4 of them. What one won't do, 4 won't do 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
I tried one because I was curious. First of all, where you plug the hose in, there's a washer in there, but it's a recessed washer. You'd have to add another one, at least if there's a room for another one to put in there, because it was leaking. More water was coming out of there when the hose goes in than it was coming out of the end of it. Adjusting it for pressure, no, it wouldn't blow a leaf off the walk. I tried it. So I called the company back, and I said on Saturday, I said, listen, I appreciate the money back and all that sort of good stuff, but if you'll send me a return authorization, an RA, and they just a shipping label with a barcode on it, which they pay for, and then
Look at this.
Yeah, I know that's cost $34.95. Except three of them cost $45 a piece.
What?
Yes, I know. This is a piece of junk.
Made in China, no doubt.
Well, that's where it came from. They said so. They finally told me so. And so anyway, I said, just send me that and sit. Very nice, very kind, and everybody I dealt with was U.S. And she said, we're just handling their phone calls. You can keep that product and do with it what you see fit.
We're just handling the phone calls. We know it's a piece of.
That's pretty much. Apparently, I was not the only person calling, because you don't get through right away. You put on, it answers, and then it says, we're transferring your call. We're transferring your call. Your call will be transferred. You just stand by your call, and you might sit there for 10 minutes. Well, I didn't have anything else to do, so I stood there for 10 minutes, waited on the phone.
This washer doesn't even sit in there properly.
No,
it's all foobarred. It's crazy. Here.
So anyway, I don't know. I got a piece of tubing and a little nozzle there. I'll figure out something to do with it, maybe. Or I've got one for you.
Yes.
Okay, you got a trivia question we can ask? Give one away, unused away, if you want it, but you cannot bring it back. If I give it to you, it's yours.
Right.
We'll come up with something.
Well, my regular water hose nozzle will do. You just put it on.
It does more pressure than that.
Yes. Yeah.
I tried it. I took it back off and put a regular hose on. Oh, yeah.
It's a gimmick. You gotta watch what you order on. If something was that good, Rayford, you'd see them all over the big box stores.
Everybody would have them.
And everybody would have them, yes. Well, I had another stupid thing that occurred on the airline over the weekend. A United Airlines flight from Newark, New Jersey to Spain pulled a U-turn late Saturday over what appears to have been a suspiciously named Bluetooth device on board. They were a little over halfway to Spain and made a U-turn to return to Newark. Guess what the Bluetooth device name was?
Probably going to be some kind of surveillance thing.
No, it was BOMB. B-O-M-B, BOMB.
You name your Bluetooth device
This
BOMB.
is not the first time somebody dumb has done this, but
We got somebody in this neighborhood comes through from time to time, and they are FBI surveillance van.
but
Like the FBI surveillance van is going to ever have a name posted like FBI surveillance
they had
van.
everyone on the plane turn off all their Bluetooth devices. They turned around. They went back to Newark for a security concern. And it was a teenager that had named his Bluetooth device BOMB.
Half-wit.
And, you fail to realize that when you get on some type of commercial airliner like that, and when people go to turn on their phones when it's time and they go to access the internet, the Wi-Fi or whatever, everybody's Wi-Fi shows up. And, of course, shows up BOMB.
And then you get to
I
pick
would be
whenever you want.
one mad, irate, unruly passenger knowing I was more than halfway to Spain and we had to turn back around and go back to start.
Yes.
That would just be, that young man's lucky he didn't get beaten down by the passengers. But, excuse me, have you kept up with any of the protests in Newark, New Jersey this weekend?
No.
Let me tell you, I've watched some of it live as it was happening. But there's protesters outside Delaney Hall Ice Center. It's where they're detaining, people that they have arrested. And they're out there with shields and masks, all their riot gear, gas mask, everything. They're out there actively fighting the police officers out there. And New Jersey State Police had declared a curfew within a 1.5 mile radius of the detention center from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. No, those demonstrators were out there past 9 o'clock last night fighting the police officers. There was the pepper balls being thrown. It was chaos. It was crazy. And they're protesting the conditions of the center that the detainees are being kept in. I mean, what do they want?
Too bad.
Last night was the second night of it. I mean, they were setting fires. They were just acting. I mean, these are what is wrong with you people?
Well, the kid on the plane is about as stupid as this guy up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Told his co-workers that no one's going home today before a deadly workplace confrontation, was sentenced to more than 10 years in prison for fatally shooting a fellow employee. This happened, I forgot when, but anyway.
Is that at the Amazon place?
Yeah. 26-year-old Mohammed A. Hared was sentenced last Thursday, 128 months in prison, pleading guilty earlier this year to second-degree unintentional murder while committing a felony in the death of 22-year-old Ahmad Ibrahim Carliff, according to the Dakota County Attorney's Office. I'm not understanding what's been happening with our judicial system and the legislative system.
We question that every day.
This guy has got a gun and he's in the supposed to have it there, and he unintentionally, according to this, killed a man while committing a felony. In North Carolina, I don't know. We got to get the district attorney in here because this is the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
If I commit a bank robbery, and in the process of committing that bank robbery, I jump into my car and I run over a little old lady in the parking lot, it's called felony murder because that death occurred at my fault while I was committing a felony. When is this second-degree unintentional murder while committing a felony? That's what it says. Second-degree unintentional murder. He's got 128 months. That's 12 years. And how much will he serve with that? 6, 7.
Right. He's already been in, 700 days now?
I don't know.
That they're giving him credit for.
Yeah. I happened back in 2024 in the parking lot of an Amazon fulfillment center in Lakeville, Minnesota, where all of them had carpooled together for an overnight shift. They were carpooling. The dispute began during an overnight work break. A flashlight attachment was missing from his handgun, which had been left inside the vehicle the men used to carpool to work. A flashlight. It was a device attachment to it. Probably a red dot on it as well.
Been a lot of things with Amazon lately with disgruntled people.
One guy accused the other and two co-workers of taking the attachment, but both men denied any involvement. The three returned to the vehicle during another break some hours later to continue searching for the missing item. If it's not in your car, if it's not attached to your gun, where do you think it's going to be? A co-worker suggested getting security involved. Oh, that would have been smart. Hey, some dude something's missing off my gun that I had in my car out here in the parking lot. And this dude, Herod, continued accusing the two men of taking the attachment. I want my flashlight back, he kept saying. I want my flashlight back. Give it back. Surveillance video reviewed by investigators showed the two men had separated before a second confrontation erupted. Now we're reaching why it is second degree. I don't know. We're looking at premeditation now.
Yes, we are.
The guy pulled the gun. The other victim that became the victim attempted to grab it, and it went boom.
Have you been following the news story about the Shelby police officer right here in North Carolina that was fired after a violent arrest? I mean, it has gone viral. Even Fox News is showing it now.
I saw one somewhere in North Carolina.
It was captured on a Ring doorbell camera, and court records are now revealing new details about the case. The video of the arrest shows an officer repeatedly striking Cherry Moore. Shelby Police Chief Brad Frazier calls the incident disturbing and unacceptable before announcing the officer's termination this past Saturday. Following the encounter, Moore was charged with misdemeanor breaking or entering, resisting a public officer, and assaulting a government official. She has posted bond. But according to court documents, Moore ran from Hyder as he attempted to arrest her. Moore is the assailant.
Officer.
Yeah. No, Hyder is the officer. Okay, according to court records, Cherry Moore, ran from Hyder, the officer, as he attempted to arrest her on breaking and entering charges or allegations. The assault charge states Moore was grabbing and ripping Hyder's uniform during the encounter. Court records also show that Moore and Hyder have a history. Last year, Moore pleaded guilty to resisting an officer in a separate case that also involved the officer Hyder. Moore's family has questioned the officer's actions. Her father, Gregory Moore, spoke during a recent protest, stating she had not been taking her medication. Neighbors have
who
have also seen the video express concern. But in the video itself, the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, of course, has launched an independent investigation. And in the video, you can see the officer just hitting her in the head with his fist over and over and over again. I'm anxious to see what else comes out of this.
There are times that you can do that.
Yes.
But that's generally while you're in complete total defense mode.
Right.
And when you don't have any other option.
Right.
Your fist is not your best choice. Laying hands on does not mean ball up your fist. That means you grab them and you hold them.
Right.
And hopefully you apply some sort of a
you
basic
can
martial
see
arts.
in this video 2 officers trying to control her, but this police officer is just pounding her. I'm going to share the video on our comments, and you let everybody watch it and let them see what they think about it.
Yeah, well, it's not going to tell the whole story.
Right.
Okay, but apparently the police chief has had enough. He saw enough, heard enough, whatever, to terminate the guy, right?
Right.
So anyway, here's one that really disturbed me when I read it. A nationwide arrest warrant issued for Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent Gregory Donnell Morgan Jr. after Minnesota prosecutors charged him with 2 counts of second-degree assault because he pointed his service weapon at 2 people during a highway road rage incident. I hate road rage. Everybody loses. According to the arrest warrant, the confrontation occurred back in February during a massive 10-week federal immigration enforcement crackdown known as Operation Metro Surge. And we know of all the hate and discontent that Morgan was driving his unmarked government-issued SUV. As soon as I got to this point, I said, uh-oh. On the shoulder of a Minneapolis area highway to bypass traffic at the end of his shift, a civilian vehicle moved over to block or slow him down. You got 2 problems there. One of them is a cop doing it, and he's stupid.
Yes, they're stupid as stupid does.
And the other one had absolutely no business getting involved other than to pick up the telephone and call 911.
Exactly.
Not knowing, not caring who the person was, which they did not know. It was an unmarked vehicle. And for him to say that I was at the end of my shift and I was trying to get home, I can understand that. but you know better than anybody else on that highway. None at all. Unless you're performing your law enforcement duty, you are nothing. You're just like you're a civilian in a vehicle. You're on your way home. You got no right to drive down the shoulder of the road. All right? Anyway, that's what was happening. The civilian car returned to its lane. Then the agent pulled up alongside the vehicle, rolled down his window, and pointed his black service handgun directly at the driver and a passenger. That's according to the warrant. The victims, fearing for their safety, took cell phone photos of the SUV's license plate. This allowed Minnesota State Patrol to trace the vehicle back to Morgan. Okay, legal and jurisdictional conflict. Morgan claimed to investigators that he drew his pistol because the other vehicle cut him off, making him fear for his safety.
Yeah.
Baloney.
That's what I say. Baloney.
BS. However, the warrant notes that Morgan admitted he was not conducting any law enforcement operations nor responding to an emergency at the time. The victims stated they had no idea he was a cop because their windows were up and his vehicle was completely unmarked. This was back in February. Generally, it's fairly cold in Minnesota, and your windows would be up. Right?
Right. Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota seems to be the only state
Now, the officer, the agent, was claiming federal immunity for the act. The DA not having anything to do with that. She stated that no absolute immunity exists for federal agents who violate state law while acting entirely outside the scope of their official authority. Morgan ultimately turned himself into local authorities, released under a $100,000 bond, which I think was probably excessive. He's a DEA, whatever it is, ICE agent, and they know where he is, and obviously he's going to be likely fired because this is a clear-cut case, unless everything that's in this report, the warrant, and whatever is fictitious. Which, if they've gone this far, I doubt it.
Well, I remember that story, and I'm like thinking, oh my gosh. But, going back to the protests that I was talking about in Newark, New Jersey over the weekend at the Delaney Hall, there was one in particular protester who started yelling at one of the ICE officers saying, "I'll kill your whole," bad word, family. The protester said this on camera now. "Your whole," bad word, "family is dead. Your children, your wife, all dead." They were able to arrest him. They did arrest him. They did get him.
Communicating a threat.
Yes. I mean, these
Stupidly.
Craziness.
See,
Craziness.
this whole thing is brought out. I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, we've got people living out here in Onslow County, all over this country. We got people living in Los Angeles, camping in Los Angeles, and dumpy tents and bed sheets and whatever for cardboard boxes. We've got these people who are Americans, who are U.S. citizens. They're living under these kinds of conditions. Some by no fault of their own, some because they want to do it, some because they just drop out from society. I get that. But we have people who do want help, who need help. And we're putting this much effort, the civilians, these people, you've got your head in the wrong spot. You need a podiatrist to have a brain scan, okay? You really have got no priorities here. If you're more concerned about somebody who's illegal, they are illegally in this country. They are illegally in this country. That's just the first part of the rant. They are here, not supposed to be here. And they are taking up this much time. They're committing crimes, not every one of them, but they are committing a crime by just being here. Don't tell me they're not illegals. Yes, they are. They are here without our permission. They are here illegally. You walk in my front door without my permission? Duh. What are you doing? You are committing a crime. What is the difference? Other than you get to live. This guy probably won't. He walks into my house and I don't want him in here after I challenge him. He doesn't want to continue. So I don't understand you people. I really do not understand it. Not at all.
I understand that there's people on both sides, ones that object to what ICE is doing and the ones that support ICE, but to go out and protest and to threaten a federal officer and his family, to set fires, to throw tear gas, to throw glass bottles at officers, to disregard law enforcement orders, like curfew, 9 p.m., go home, it's blatant. Why? What's the purpose? Do you really think it's going to get you anywhere? Do you think they're going to shut down ICE across the United States just because you're protesting?
It's politically motivated, first of all. It's your absolute only opportunity to get any recognition because you are a loser. You are a loser. Tattoo your forehead a big L.
I believe in the right to protest. I don't have a problem with that. But do it orderly. Follow the law. Do it orderly. Make your point. Go on. You're going to be noticed more for that than you are out there making trouble.
There will be no TV coverage if you do it orderly, and that's what they know.
But the thing about it is, Rayford, now you have noticed, like, in our past city council meetings, in our past county commissioner meetings, and when a hot topic comes up, like maybe a land rezoning or recently taxes, you will have a group of people show up to protest. But I will tell you, everyone that I've either been at or watched, they've been orderly. They've been respectful. They've been polite. And I've seen both the city council and the county commissioners listen intently, take in every word. And there's been instances where they listened to what the public said and they said, okay, we agree with you. And so they vote the general consensus of the public. But that's how you make it happen.
These are not people who are out there looking for attention. These are people whose mamas and daddies treated them right. Society, they did what they were supposed to do in school, and their teachers treated them right.
Right.
But it starts with you. It doesn't start with me. It doesn't start with the cops. It doesn't start with your teachers, your parents. It starts with you. If you act like an idiot, you're going to get the attention that you so richly need because you are a loser. Have I mentioned that yet? But they're losers.
Loser.
Yeah, they're losers.
Loser.
If you want to do it the right way, there's an orderly way of doing it and getting something done. If you want to get it out, first of all, you're going to get the dander up of anybody you say that I'm going to kill your entire family. First of all, you are now a problem.
That's right.
And there's whatever happens to you, that's on you. That happened. If you will be considered a threat by showing up on the same street that this federal agent lives on. You understand that? They will have a right. They will have an obligation. Any law enforcement officer to challenge you. And if you don't think they're going to challenge you with the guns drawn, you're sadly mistaken. You have fixed your future. Don't go breaking any laws. Don't go breaking any laws because you're going to have a problem. You'll get the world handed to you in a heartbeat.
Right. I just don't get it. Everything is so negative. Everything is like, let's make threats, let's fight. I mean, why? And speaking of meetings, this morning, the Onslow County Commissioners hold their meeting at 11 a.m. this morning. And this is Phil calling. And they're going to be discussing the budget, accepting it, I think. But I've heard from several people that they're looking at dropping the property tax rate down 10.5 cents.
So how much more is it going to cost us?
Well, it depends on whether or not we go through with what the state's proposing, a moratorium on the 26 property taxes, and if we go back to the 25, or what's going on. I understand that there's been a lot of talk. I don't know. I'm going to watch the meeting intently this morning, but 11 a.m.
I got two numbers that I want.
Yes.
I want the total amount of taxable property in Onslow County, how much there is in
Right.
Onslow County with the new evaluation, and also last year's total amount of property that was taxed.
Right. Well, I understand.
Dollar-wise. That's what I want to say.
I understand we have a healthy general fund, so by dropping the tax rate,
Those are words.
yes, by dropping the tax rate, that's good. But if we go with the 2026 property evaluation, we're still paying a little bit more. If we go back with the 2025 property tax evaluations, I think we'll still be good because they can dip into the general fund for whatever they need to make up. But it's going to be interesting. Anyway, 11 a.m. this morning, you can watch it through their Facebook page, Onslow County Government, or you can go in person, 11 a.m.
Phil, good morning.
Government
How
Center.
are you?
Morning.
Hey, Phil.
Doing good.
What's going on?
I need you guys to look on Facebook and go to CFD duct tape.
Duct
Where
tape.
the D put duct tape.
What?
Facebook?
CFD duct tape. Yes, it's Columbus Fire Department. They are the city, Democratic run and everything. I can say, being in emergency service in Onslow County and everything, how Onslow County is helping the fire departments, volunteer fire departments. They got not back swamp, but
Right.
Bear Creek now. The city of Jacksonville, they take care of the fire departments and stuff like that. The city, the reserves, engines, ambulances, ladder trucks, killer trucks are basically so wore out, it's going to cost like $20 million plus to get everything back up to par where it's supposed to be.
Now, where's this?
Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, gotcha.
It bothers me how politicians don't, I'm trying to use words not to cuss, don't give a crap about the first responders. That's fire, police, and stuff like that, how they're being, they're being treated. They have firehouses that has water leaks, mold, mildew growing in them, and everything. I have a good friend of mine. He's a Columbus firefighter, paramedic. He dreads going into work because the conditions that they have to work in. The city don't care.
This is Ohio, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Just want to make that clear.
Yes, it's in Ohio. I can't believe how Democrats want to do sanctuary cities, help these illegals, but they can't take care of somebody that risks their lives every day going to burning buildings, going into a domestic dispute, robberies, it's like they don't care. It's pitiful.
Well, here's part of the situation. First, you public emergency response people, the first responders, they're hurting themselves because it does not matter what the problem is, they won't work around it. They will respond to the fires. They will respond to the bad guys out there, even if they don't have a backup team. They will respond if it's the only cop on duty the entire night. And
Yes.
that happens in a lot of places in this country. They respond all by themselves for whatever the call is. And, there's no such thing as a routine call, domestic fight or whatever. You need a SWAT team just about it sometimes. But they will respond. So first responders, I was one, we did ourselves bad by, regardless of what the problems were, we did the job anyway.
Yeah.
It didn't matter that they refused to increase the budget or put another cop on or to bring up, upgrade the fire department, because you still respond and you get the things done. It doesn't matter. You get the fire put out. Now, here's where things hit the fan. It's when you don't do it and something goes bad and somebody gets hurt, either a firefighter, a police officer, emergency EMS person, or a civilian. And if you're responding to the mayor's house and something goes bad because you didn't have enough people to take care of the situation, it's going to hit the fan, right? But who's going to be at fault? It's not going to be the mayor or the city council or anybody else that didn't come up with the funds. They all opposed it. It's not going to be them.
It's going to be on the department.
Of course it is. And heads will roll. That's the standard operating procedure. How simple is it to understand that? Now, if you don't respond, it's the same thing. So you're screwed either way.
You know how Onslow County reevaluated the Onslow County school system, how much they was giving them the fund formula. They are giving the fire department $6 million to replace apparatuses that's 25 years old today, which a ladder truck is like over $2 million.
Yeah.
An engine's over $1 million. So, I mean, just people write about how Democrats are so for the people. Well, if they are for the people, they will help the citizens of Columbus get out of the rut where they can have better equipment.
Well, what put them in this rut? Not that they can't do something, shouldn't do something about it, but what is the cause? How did they get there? Failing to keep up with the times as they went along?
Yes.
That's what typically is the issue.
Yes. And right now it's it's like a 2-year turnaround for a fire engine.
Yeah. Because there are big cities that demand them and they got the cash on hand.
Yes. And, that's my rant for the day.
Well, that's an easy one. That's an easy one for me to diagnose because I've been there, got that T-shirt. And sometimes it's got some holes in it.
I'm just afraid. I'm glad I don't live in Columbus. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I dread driving into Columbus because there's been, I've had pistols waved at me going on the freeway. I just keep my business. I do the speed limit, and it's like NASCAR.
Yeah.
I stay in the right lane and let the fools pass me like I'm.
Let them go. You'll meet some of them down the road. Either they'll be off the road or they'll be upside down, or they're gonna have some blue lights out there discussing things with them. I always like that. I blow the horn when I go by them.
Another thing is, there's this guy I think in Tennessee. You have a fireplace. He puts his fire ashes in his garden beds.
Yeah, a lot of us do that.
I didn't know if you did that or not.
Yes, I do.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
Until I was looking at his stuff and everything. So I don't have a fireplace.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'll let you go. Have a good day.
Just buy me a shipment of wood, and next year when I burn it, I'll send you the ashes back. How's that?
Okay.
Hey, Phil, thank you.
All right, bye.
All right. How many listeners out there want me to get Rayford all riled up here? Raise your hand. I got something for you, Rayford. I'm reading the agenda for the county commissioners meeting today. And in that, they have resolution 26011, support of an increase in the ABC manager's salary. What does an ABC general manager in Onslow County here do? What did they do?
They count bottles and, sample the wares.
Anyway, the specific action requested it's respectfully requested that the Board of Commissioners approve the listed proclamation. The proclamation is the Onslow County ABC Board has requested approval of the salary of the general manager of the Onslow County ABC Board. All right. Right now, currently, that manager is making $143,335.92.
I'll do it for $125.
Due to cost of
Call them
living
tomorrow.
adjustments, the current salary of the general manager is $172,533.92. The enclosed resolution makes it clear that the general manager is entitled to receive yearly increases in her salary at the same rate of other employees of the county and do as a request
Of
the Board of Commissioners.
I'm going to, all right, you guys who don't do math,
They want to improve this. It's requested that the County Board of Commissioners consider approving the general manager's salary. This is the general manager of the ABC Board here in Onslow to $172,533.92. What does the general manager do?
but even regardless, let's say for just a moment. Now, of course, they're going to say, we're going to give them whatever that percentage is. I don't know what it is.
Right.
Let's say they're going to say, we're going to give this kind of a percentage to them because we do it for other management level people or other supervisors or whatever. Let me just throw this at you for just a second. You've got an employee making $40,000 a year. Okay?
Yeah, that
You-
probably
you-
works a
you-
lot harder.
You get, it doesn't matter. If they're just twiddling their toes, they're not doing anybody any harm. But if they're making $40,000 a year and you give them a 10% increase, that's $4,000. If they're making $100,000 a year and you give them a 10% increase, that one was $4,000, the other is $10,000.
I don't do math.
The amount, it doesn't matter. You're going to give them a larger number of real dollars. This is what I'm arguing about, this stupid tax rate crap. You're going to give this other person who's making a lot more money to begin with, you're going to give them a 10% increase because you gave the other person a 10% increase. But 10% of $40,000 is $4,000. 10% of $100,000 is $10,000. So his cost of living increase of $10,000, it requires him on more money to live $10,000 as opposed to $4,000 for the other guy. I imagine their expenses should be the same thing. Okay, the same amount of groceries cost $100,000
A lot more
employee.
steaks than I am. I'll tell you that.
$100,000 employee. His salary, his cost of living should be the same if they do it by budget as the $40,000 a year. No. If you want to give them an increase, why look at an overall increase of a percentage? Why don't you figure out what the cost of living increases overall, if it's $4,000 or $10,000 or something in between, and give everybody that cost of living, not based upon their salary, but based upon that they are an employee of the county.
Well, do you think about there's states. I know in North Carolina, the government controls the sales of the alcohol, and each county gets a certain amount of money from that. But think of the money you would save if you let it go public. There are towns I've been in, like when I was in Texas visiting, on every single corner, instead of a 7-Eleven or Circle K, there was an ABC store. They're all
That's
privately owned.
It's not going to happen.
We're still going to get the money.
No, you won't.
Yes, we will off of sales.
You get the money off sales, but you won't get the percentage that you will be getting.
Well, yeah, look at the money we'll be saving though.
Yes.
170, what did I say, 173,000?
The people who are
money.
currently visiting liquor stores will save money because it will be in competition with each other. And they
Right.
can change the prices. They can
Right.
offer specials. They can do this. They can do that. They can't do that now by state
I
regulations.
do not know. I will say I do not know what a general manager for the ABC board here in Onslow County does. It could be a very taxing job. It could be one that you get no sleep on. It could be one that you work 12 hours a day. I don't know. So I'm not going to be too negative about it, but $173,000. That's more than some of our county.
Increase is what gets me.
Mm.
It went from how much? What was the current figure?
140. It went up. Okay, let me go back up here and get
Give me the
it.
two numbers.
All right. I got to find it now. I gotta go
70
up.
something.
Specific. All right. It is. All right. The new amount proposed is 172,533.92 cents.
What's the current salary?
Current salary is $143,335.92. Shoo-wee. I want that job. Can I apply?
Sure.
Wow. We're just counting bottles. I'm sure there's a whole lot more to. I'm sure it's
But they got a manager in every store working, it has to report to them.
right. But God, that's a. And I worked for the federal government. Didn't make that much money. Jag. All right.
Just keep talking for a minute.
Okay, just keep talking. And in today's meeting, under presentations, we're going to have a presentation for it being Elder Abuse Month, a proclamation on that.
It
But we're
abuses every
also-
time they give me, I'll pay taxes to them. I get
Stop,
abused.
I'll smack you.
Go ahead.
Is that elder abuse? Okay, presentations, the
We call
Onslow
it
County
suicide.
proposed fiscal year 2026-2027 budget presentation is today, and that will be presented by Steve Eaton, the interim county manager, and he will be providing the proposed fiscal year budget to the board. So this is an important meeting today, guys and ladies. We all need to tune in on this one. I'll put the link on our page when it starts, so you can jump right on there.
What's a good cost of living percentage-wise increase?
I don't know.
What did you get on Social Security?
I don't remember.
There's about 3% or less.
Yes, I was going to say about
This is
3.
a 20.37% increase.
What?
20%.
I just want to know what a
Now,
general
y'all
manager does.
understand?
We need.
Who's throwing these numbers around and why? That's my money.
Maybe they haven't had a COLA in years. I don't know, but gosh, Rayford, that's a lot of money.
That's
But then again, maybe they
20% increase.
they could earn every penny of it. So I don't know. But and public comments is something else I want to address. Every meeting, we have this one woman who gets up and goes through 5 minutes. She goes through like 15 minutes in 5. I'm making comments.
Used car salesman?
What? I'm gonna tell you, Rayford, she's not using her real name. Is that right? Shouldn't she have to use her real name when she's up? You'll have to give your name and address.
There was, at one point in time, which was shot down and quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure that I don't agree with it being shot down, but there was a proposal, and I think it was with the county commissioners, that everybody that comes before the board to present information
Right.
will be taken an oath to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. That they would have to be sworn to tell the truth. Otherwise, they were having people, and this came up when they were talking about, I went to the Dixon High School and they had holes in the floor. People, it was unsafe for students to walk over,
Yeah,
which
I
was a
remember
lie.
that.
Which was a lie. It never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they got before the county commissioners and said it did. No, it did not. It was a lie. Now, if that person tells a falsehood, then they could be indicted if they were sworn to tell the truth. It's not going to happen.
Everyone
pipe
has
dream.
the right to make public comments. I agree with
Do
that.
they have a right to lie?
And this woman makes it every commission meeting.
Do they have a right to lie?
And well, she's
If-
making.
If you do not identify
her
yourself
opinion
properly, can you be indicted for that? If you tell a cop you're somebody else, yes, you will be arrested.
Well,
You give them a false ID.
first of all, my opinion is give your name and just say you're from Jacksonville or Hubert, Swansboro, whatever. I don't think you should have to give your street address because when you do it, everybody listening, watching, sitting there knows where you live. I don't think that's
I can
necessary.
do that anyway.
You could put it on the sheet of paper when you sign up, but I don't think you should have to give your address.
Also, take your name once you give it to me, and look under voter
Oh, I
registration
know.
and do that.
Shh, don't tell the
That's a
secrets.
standard. I mean, that's public.
I know that, but most people don't realize that or know that. And then you have to have the correct spelling of the name.
Yes.
You'll never find mine under Lee, but under Lee.
I know that, but you want me to tell you how to find it?
No, but let me tell you.
KR4GXD.
Yeah, but you have to be a member too and log in order to get that information.
Or know somebody.
Or know somebody.
There's
There's a lot of ways you could get information on a
Yes.
person. But I just think that maybe you have to put the information on the sheet, and once it goes to the county manager, if they see, or the lawyer, whoever handles it, if they see that the information is on there, then I think when you get up to speak, you should only have to give your name and where you live, town or whatever.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
But suppose they're not from here.
Well, they give their town.
I know, but suppose they're not from Onslow County.
Then they're lying when they get up there.
Oh, I understand that. But if you don't have to give your location,
No, I'm saying you give your town. So if I got up there and say, my name is such and such, and I live in Jacksonville, North Carolina, you've given that information.
How
The
would-
clerk or whoever can just reference the paper that I filled out, the sign-up sheet. Yeah.
should they do,
And I
should they
don't,
do a check real quick, like to see if you actually have that person?
no,
live
they
there?
shouldn't have to. Because people should be honest, and that's my
Oh.
whole point.
God help you.
You've got somebody that gets up
Miss
there
America.
every week and doesn't even use the correct name. Her name. Nothing like her real name.
What's her real name?
I'm not going to say it.
Why not? She doesn't want to give it. We'll give it for her.
Well, I'll have to
Verify it. The Marine
Verify
State
it. It's been a
forecast,
while.
the Service of the National Weather Service in Newport, North Carolina.
Mhm.
Seas are higher today, but they're going to linger across our waters, the Onslow Bay area, the central part of the state through today. Another round of hazardous conditions. That's what they're calling it. Expected to develop by tomorrow, and that can hang around for several days this week. Out to 60 nautical miles today, southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas big 5 to 7, a chance of showers, slight chance of thunder showers. Northeasterly winds tomorrow, 20 to 25 knots, gusts to 30, seas 5 to 7, going to get bigger, 6 to 9 in the afternoon. Wednesday, more intense. Northerly winds 20 to 25 knots, seas 8 to 11 feet.
Okay, today.
Don't want to go there.
Today we have a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms starting this afternoon. Partly sunny with a high near 80. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms are likely, mostly cloudy with a low of 61. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 73. And Wednesday, a slight chance of showers, sunny with a high near 76. Cold front.
Cold front. It's going to be freezing. I think, when we get snow? We have that other 4-letter word anytime soon?
Why are we even talking about snow?
Because I was looking at some old pictures last night, and I'm like, oh, wow. Doggies out playing.
Yeah,
in the
I've got
snow.
one for all you people that love to go on these big cruises, on these big cruise ships. Norwegian Cruise Line, they're throwing down the rules, man. No longer can you hog chairs. You know, they have
Yes.
all these chairs out on the sun deck, these
You can't
recliners
reserve
and
it
lawn
at 6
chairs.
o'clock in the morning and show up at 10 or 11.
Well, they say that it's become a huge problem. I wish this is the only problem I had in the world. It's been a huge problem on major cruise lines, and now a few popular companies are cracking down on the so-called pool pirates.
Yep. You know, there's some other crackdowns that they're doing.
All right, well, let me finish this one. For decades, cruise passengers have practiced a time-honored tradition of grabbing anything they can find, towels, flip-flops, even dolls, that worries me, to reserve lounge chairs by the pool for hours when the individuals are nowhere to be found. So now they're keeping an eye on it. If your stuff's been there more than an hour and you have not been with it, they're removing it so other people can sit. Mm-hmm. But how many times have you gone to a show, to a meeting, to an event, and you go ahead and I want that table, and everybody puts their stuff all around the table, and then you walk away for a while, turn the chairs up.
It's common practice to turn your chair up.
Yes.
You get up, go get something to eat, you come back in your room.
Your chair's gone.
Yeah, somebody else is sitting in
or somebody else is sitting on it.
Yeah.
That I can actually understand, but I know what they're saying about these pool pirates who commandeer a chair. I mean, go out, let's have breakfast. After breakfast, let's go out and put our stuff down at the chair so nobody gets it. And they aren't there for hours and hours. That's just inconsiderate. Mm-hmm. But rules are changing.
Well, it's things be happening.
Yes, things be happening. Did you hear about this Democratic congressional candidate out of Hawaii that has allegedly pulled a gun on officials after storming a government building?
That would be stupid.
Landed him in handcuffs.
I was going to say he's still breathing.
Yeah, Kirill Bassin, 40, allegedly threatened 2 Maui County workers during the terrifying incident around 9:30 a.m. on Friday before fleeing the building. The long shot, I'd say he is a long shot candidate.
Don't pay any attention to your headphones, okay?
Okay, for Hawaii's 2nd Congressional District, was arrested at his home at 12:30 p.m. on a terrorist threatening in the first-degree charge. Good Lord. Bassin bizarrely claimed in an Instagram post on Thursday, the day before his arrest, that cops had tortured him for 14 hours.
Aww.
This is a lawsuit I served today. It basically outlines how 3 police officers tortured me for 14 hours. That's the gist. It'll never happen to anyone again. The lawsuit accused police of subjecting Bassin to prolonged and deliberate infliction of physical, sexual, and psychological abuse. Really? This guy sounds like a real crazy. 2 days before his arrest, he had to be escorted from a town hall meeting in South Maui by police after an argument with council member Tom Cook and his staff. After he was escorted from town hall, he confronted Cook's executive assistant in the parking lot, requiring police to intervene in that. And the assistant, Jared Ogtinog, filed a petition for a temporary restraining order against Bassin on Friday. Bassin also sent this guy, Ogtinog, a series of cryptic and explicit texts and called him, according to the position. This guy is just on and on and on and on, running for Congress.
Oh, bless his heart.
Running for U.S. Congress.
There's a congressman, he's out of Texas. His name is Wesley Hunt.
Wesley Hunt.
Right. Don't hear a lot about him. He's a black guy. He's Air Force. No, he's Army. He flew Apaches 50-plus missions in one term, one period of time there, and one deployment in Iraq some years ago. He's been in Congress. He's in the Army for 8 years. He's been in Congress since, just a few years ago. He's talking about voting rights. Now, he's African American. I think I've got it kind of queued up, and I want to listen to just a little bit of this, okay?
Okay.
And I all went to West Point, all 3 of us. We all served our country in combat. And I sit before you today as a sitting United States congressman in a district in a suburb of Houston, Texas, that's a white majority district, that President Trump would have won by 25 points, and I won by almost 30 points. And that doesn't happen unless we've made some incredible progress in this great nation. Now, my colleagues on the left like to say that common sense voting laws, including requiring a government-issued ID, are racist, discriminatory, and burdensome. Do you know what my father had back in the 40s and 50s before it was even cool? A government-issued ID. And continuing in his footsteps, I too have multiple government issued IDs. And while that might be shocking to many people in this country, you may ask, how's that happen? It's very simple. It's personal responsibility for all Americans in this country, regardless of what you look like. Sitting with me today is my global entry card, my military ID card, my Texas driver's license, my Texas license to carry, because that's how we roll in Texas, my congressional card, and of course, the good old-fashioned American passport.
Yeah.
What sorcery is this? What am I, the Black Houdini? How was I able to pull off the impossible and attain not one, not two, not three, but 6 government issue IDs? Personal responsibility in this country. I fought for this country as an Apache helicopter pilot to protect free and fair elections, and having a government issued ID isn't racist, it's American. You need to have an ID to drive a car, to check into the airport, open a bank account.
Mm-hmm.
You need an ID for basically everything to be a responsible adult in this country, except for voting, apparently, according to the left. Black America does not need well-meaning liberals putting their arms around us and telling us how we should go to the polls. In fact, if you look at recent headlines and polls, you will find that black men specifically in this country are more fired up than ever to participate in the next presidential election.
I'm telling you, this guy, I started following him over the weekend. There's a whole lot of stuff to him.
He's very impressive.
I want you to listen to what he had to say there. He's got his ID. He's talking about voting rights, but he was elected. He was elected in a district that was predominantly white.
Yeah.
In Texas.
He says, I'm not here because I'm black. I am here because I am a qualified representative for Congressional District 38.
Now, I look at our ward system in the city of Jacksonville. I know you did. If you don't think I did this thing, if this guy has got the qualifications, he's got the ability, if he's qualified to run in an all-white or predominantly white district in Texas, if we've got a mayor in Richlands who's been elected, I don't know how many times, who's African-American in a predominantly white location, the city of Richlands is predominantly white. If we've got people like that, if we've got folks can be elected because they are qualified by the people at large.
Right. That's been my
What
look
is
at
the
it.
problem with having an election in Onslow County? Because we have got a screwed up system in Jacksonville because of Camp Lejeune.
Because of the base.
Only because of we decided we were going to annex it many years ago.
Right.
And that, I'm telling you, screwed up a system, but allowed people to come in and say, well, we got to have wards so we can make sure we can get elected. No.
This is what I like what he said. He argued that representation should be judged by character, not skin color, and cited his district's white majority composition and his own electoral margin to show that success is tied to voter preference, not racial alignment.
This guy I like.
Excellent.
Not just because he's got a concealed carry permit, but, that's Texas. That's the way they roll in Texas. But, yeah, that's the way a lot of us roll, and we're not in Texas. But, yes, dignified, qualified. And you know what? You don't look at him and say that, he's a black guy. You look at him because he's got something to say.
I like this gentleman.
I like this dude a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
Tell you what, that man here,
cool.
and he's, and they got people still opposed to voter ID. Why? Tell me why. Who's it oppressing to have to go get a voter ID any more than to have to get a library ID if you want to go check out a book at the library, which apparently, according to you guys, nobody ever does anymore.
I can't tell you the last time I went to a library. It's too easy this time and age in the world to get your.
Do you have a bank account? Did you have to have an ID to go get that?
Of course I did.
Did you have to have an ID to get your driver's license?
Of course I did.
You can get IDs from the Department of Motor Vehicles. They're issued. They're non-driving IDs, but they are official government IDs in North Carolina.
Right. You can get, my mother, when she quit driving, she got an official North Carolina ID.
Right.
It looked just like her driver's license, only it was just to identify who she was.
It is specific.
Very easy. We walked in there, they took her picture, she showed her proof where she lived, and boom, it was done.
Here's where I live, and here.
Right.
And she already had a driver's license. She just shows her
Right.
old driver's license. Says, "I'm not going to use this anymore. I need an ID."
Right.
Ding dong. Problem solved. As long as you got where you live, that you live in North Carolina.
This Wesley Hunt is very impressive. He was born in Houston,
impressive
Texas.
Man.
He graduated from St. John's School in the U.S. Military Academy at West Point,
Yes.
earning a BS in Leadership and Management with a mechanical engineering focus.
And then when he got out, he went back.
He served as captain in the U.S. Army, flying Apache helicopters in the Iraqi War
50 plus combat missions.
and serving as a diplomatic liaison officer in Saudi Arabia.
That was his second tour.
Wow. And then after he was discharged, he earned an MPA, MPA, and MILR from Cornell University. Wow. Very impressive young man.
He's not only got the education behind him, he's got the experience behind him.
Yeah.
He's got the ability. He didn't get all of that by being stupid.
Well, thank you for that. Talking about him, and it was a very impressive man. Very impressive.
And it's not just that he's impressive, but it applies here
Right.
in Jacksonville.
Yes.
And we've got our in the House, they've got a bill introduced that's being discussed about doing away with the award system
Right.
in Jacksonville. Well,
That's gonna be
I'm trying to.
interesting. That's gonna be next.
Somebody's got to explain to me why it's needed. Why is it needed? There may be areas in this country where it would benefit, but Jacksonville's not one of them. And this particular way it was set up for this particular ward, it was designed to be a racist opportunity. It was racialized. That's all it's about. That ward was set up for one reason, to virtually guarantee that an African American would be elected. Now, if it was the shoe on the other foot, where there was a ward
And only white people got elected?
and only white people, and it was designed so that only a white man or a woman could be elected, we would call that racist, right?
Right.
What's the difference?
This whole thing is such a mess for Jacksonville because once we incorporated the base into the city limits.
That is what skewed everything. Skewed
Yeah.
and skewed.
Well, let's jump back to Onslow County, Jacksonville. Our Jacksonville Ospreys, they had their season opener this past Saturday
Got the feet wet.
and lost 9-4 to the Boogies, the Sandhill Boogies.
Whatever they are, yeah.
Then they lost yesterday 6-3 at Oak Island against the Loggerheads. And they host Cape Fear Ghost Grabs
Oh, Lord.
tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. So get out and support the Ospreys. I mean, they're wonderful. I mean, it's great to have this minor league baseball team
it's a
here.
beautiful field.
Jacksonville is a beautiful field, and that will be at the Jack Emiette Recreation Park tomorrow night at 6:30. So the gates will open early. We'll give you more details tomorrow, but thank you to our famous and fabulous sports editor, Chris Miller, for giving me those scores because I couldn't find them anywhere.
And you join
But,
Chris live here on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursdays around
So,
8
he'll
o'clock.
give us all the local sports at that time. What's cooking and
Right.
what's coming up.
Yes, exactly.
You know, Tehran's supposed to, wear a ceasefire with them. Of course, with us and Israel,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to be shooting, they say. They're not going to get in the way. They're not going to interfere with shipping
Right.
in the Strait of Hormuz. I'm waiting to
Uh-huh.
see that. But today they've already sent stuff into Kuwait, and Kuwait, and heinous and repeated attacks today after its forces, Kuwait's forces intercepted multiple missile and drone attacks from Tehran. Really? Air raid sirens blared across the country in Kuwait this weekend as its air defense confronted Iranian attacks. The government has vowed to take whatever measures are necessary to defend itself. I'm sorry, Kuwait, the only logical defense is a very strong offense. Kuwait, you've got the people. Just go in there and do what we need to get done. Save us the trouble.
I'm telling you, it's what we need to do. I'm ready for this to end. I'm ready for it to be over with. I'm ready for things to get back to normal again. Even if it was to end today, done, over, kaput, it's going to take us months once again to get back to, it's Tom Alston calling. Hey, Tom. It's going to take us quite a while to get back to normal. I'm doing good. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm alive and well, drinking a cup of coffee.
Sounds good. Stop it, Rayford.
I got my Coca-Cola this morning.
Yeah, which is worse, but it's okay. It's what you prefer.
No, I was just calling in. Y'all were mentioning the guy down in Texas.
Yes.
And it brought up this guy, Graham Planter, up in Maine.
Yeah.
Graham
the Democrat who has had the Nazi tattoo. He's got admitted communist. He's spoken really bad about all his military buddies in quote, of course.
Excuse me.
He's cheated on his wife. He's been caught sexting and sexually harassing his staff.
Well,
and over the weekend, I don't know if this has been confirmed or not, but it was said over the radio that he has been connected to a website that is involved in with children. So I don't know if y'all have heard anything about that or not.
I've heard, but I have not confirmed that he may be involved in that website in one capacity or another. If his name shows up on as a visitor at some point in time, who knows? But if he's a regular, they'll find out, and they will be having a chat with him.
Yeah, but I'm pointing out that party is still supporting him while they're bad-mouthing the guy down in Texas.
Yeah, of course.
So shows the quality of the individuals and the objectives of the party. So
it is so bad that people run and they count on their party and their party and their party to do everything. And if a party would rather have this guy, regardless of whatever child porn thing that's going on, because we don't know that yet, but with everything else that he's got involved, and he is still being backed by the party, there's something wrong with the party, let me tell you. And they would rather have him than just bite the bullet and say, you know what, the incumbent's got it anyway. Why should we hurt ourselves?
Yeah, Maine was always known as, a little bit on the left side, but they were always known as a strong moral area, and yet they're not coming out as individuals saying, this guy's got to go.
I think he'd be good bait in a lobster trap.
Well, that also, but I always heard even during the Revolutionary War that they had some strong fighters up there.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering what happened to these people, the what do they call them, Mainers?
Yeah.
That they're going to allow this. Do they just want to become part of Canada?
I don't think so.
We're going to Maine. We'll take Alberta.
Yeah, I've been up there once, but I don't. They're pretty. They may lean to the left in some ways, but I tell you what, they're pretty independent thinking. And that's one of the things about them.
Well,
I don't know why I don't know how they've let this guy get this far, but of course he's running only for the Democrats right now. Now it's time to get up and play big ball game, and he's got to run against a Republican. So we'll see how that works out for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
If he makes it that long.
Well, as of this morning, go ahead.
I also had the question for the GM for all the ABC stores. Are we looking at the general manager of the individual stores or the county manager?
The county general manager.
Overall.
How many ABC stores does that entail?
I don't know. You have Sneeze Ferry. I don't know, Tom.
What the job description is?
I don't
know.
What is the GM for one of these gas station stop places get paid?
About $350,000 a year. Right, sure.
For the gas stations?
No.
Probably a little above minimum wage.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, you got the guy that's the general manager that does more work there than the guy running the ABC stores. I mean, he's got to worry about all these other things. Right?
We need to put you on this job. You need to find out what a general manager does of the ABC stores. I'm assigning this to you.
Lee, that involves work.
Thank you, Tom.
Come on, Tom.
I could not have said it better.
It just pretend it's a resolution that's being presented. Go for it.
A 20% increase for cost of living. Well, let me think of 20% increase for cost of living. See, that's what people don't.
Maybe they haven't had one in 10 years. I don't know, Rayford Doc. I'm just saying that's a high salary.
That would be a good question to ask at the meeting at the county meeting tonight. When was the last time?
It's 11 a.m. this morning.
It's happening in 2 hours.
You've got time to get dressed, finish your coffee, get dressed, and go down there.
Yeah, but I got a second cup of coffee I gotta have.
You can
drink
have
it on the way.
time. Take it with you.
Take it with a sippy cup. You can do that.
All right, I just got to go downtown.
I don't mean to be negative about it, but that's a big salary.
That's a serious increase. 20%.
Serious increase.
Yep. Okay. What is that that Stephen Patton guy has written down here? We call them maniacs.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Good shot, Steve.
Now, I did hear one. I don't profess this because I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. And I've known a lot of really good Democrats, a lot of good friends of mine, and relatives are and have been Democrats. But one of my former co-hosts, he referred to them as Democrats. All he had to do was add one little letter to it.
Oh, Tom's got all those words. You should see his vocabulary.
Oh, really?
That's why he keeps getting busted on Facebook.
Poor Tom.
Well, I think I've gone 3 weeks now without getting restrictions.
Boy,
You just need a few aliases and another, IP address or something.
I'm gonna have to get a new computer. This one's getting ready to fall apart.
Oh, goodness.
Well, I got plenty of those that have already done that.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna let y'all go.
All right.
Tom, you take care, sir. Thank you.
Will do.
Bye.
Y'all be careful.
See
Bye.
Right now, as far as that race that Tom's talking about, Plattner, as of Sunday, he was given a 97.8% implied chance of winning the Democratic primary.
Yes. And
by this morning, that figure had dropped to 95.4, which to me,
insignificant.
that's a 2.4 decrease.
Yep.
I mean, seriously. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be watching tomorrow, and that's the California mayor contest.
You just hung up on that, aren't you?
This Spencer Pratt running against Karen Bass, Rayford, you've got to see his videos and his commercials and his social. I mean, so good.
Well, I'm looking at our Senate candidates' videos.
Yes. Well, that too.
But
You want to talk about that Plattner guy that Tom just brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Let's talk about Caitlin Sarah Nicole Marsh, 25, of Smithfield, North Carolina, a former Republican candidate for the North Carolina Senate, has been arrested and charged with misdemeanor stalking and harassing phone calls. And it's alleged that she followed the victim while he was at the beach, posting his license plate number and other personal information on social media. And it goes on and on. She ran during the 2026 election and lost in the primary. And then we have another North Carolina Senate candidate arrested in the Capitol protest. This was North Carolina Senate candidate Brian McGinnis was arrested after a tense incident during a U.S. Senate Armed Services hearing in Washington, D.C. on March 5th, 2026. He's a Raleigh firefighter, a Marine veteran, and a Green Party candidate for U.S. Senate. He disrupted a hearing on military involvement in the Iran conflict. Witnesses and videos show him standing up during proceedings and shouting, "America does not want to send its sons and daughters to war for Israel." Anyway, he lost the primary too. But we've seen a lot of it the last couple years of people wanting to run for a congressional seat or a U.S. Senate seat that bring a lot of controversy with them. I will just say that.
They do. We've
A
seen them
lot
before.
of controversy. So, but tomorrow's LA Day. I can't wait. Going to be watching this.
You know, it's 3 hours earlier there.
Yes, I know.
It'll be a lot
I'll
later.
be watching
A lot later
because I know my favorite non-partisan, unbiased news guy will be up on the YouTube tomorrow night. So I'll be watching him.
Somebody's on YouTube that's unbiased.
Oh yes, this one news show that I watch, it's called Agenda Free. It's you can get facts and
All you need are
no
numbers.
opinions.
You can get that from the Board of Elections, right?
What? You need numbers?
I mean, you can get the Board of Elections results as they happen.
Not LA. Well, it depends on if they've got a live website or whatever.
Well, I'm sure they do.
He'll have it on his show live.
So
Just watch him.
So you'd rather trust him than the government.
If he has the numbers showing it on screen live, then why wouldn't I trust him? I trust this guy. I do.
Okay.
I've been watching him probably 5-6 years, and he's never been he's never been wrong. Let's just say that.
You know, I respond on occasion just because I like to vent a little bit.
Yes, you do.
And there's a question that was posed online. What do you think of the NRA? And it's posed on a site that's been so anti-gun lately and constantly,
I
and
don't
they're
think-
baiting people.
They're as effective as they used to be.
My response, there are two NRA organizations using those initials. One's the National Restaurant Association, and the other, of course, being the National Rifle Association.
Okay.
There was this platform that's online has turned into an AI platform, primarily programmed to generate fake questions from computerized robots programmed by mindless but controllable humanoids. And from the question, I was assuming that the writer was referencing the National Rifle Association. In 1871, here's some factoids for you.
All right.
You anti-gunners and you folks that hate the South. In 1871, after observing Union troops during the Civil War, paying particular attention to their poor performances with those nasty assault rifles they had, Union veterans, Yankees, Colonel William C. Church and General George Wingate formed the National Rifle Association, 1871. Its mission, to promote and encourage rifle shooting on a scientific basis. That was in a magazine editorial written by Church. After being granted a charter by the state of New York, the NRA got this charter from the state of New York. In November 1871, the NRA was founded. Civil War General Ambrose Burnside, who was also the former governor of Rhode Island and a U.S. senator, became the fledgling NRA's first president. Looking at this as a longtime member of the NRA, that's me, I'm amazed that liberals from up north and Twinkies from the west are so opposed to the organization, to its founders, and to guns in general. It all started in the North by some fine Yankee gentlemen, not rednecks from the South, in order to ensure that future real Americans could have a leg up in case of foreign intervention. The intent to create thoughts among the masses with zero factual references that guns are evil is a problem. False narratives and interpretations of FBI facts, the Constitution, and incomplete details of tragic events created by nameless individuals do a disservice even to the groups seeking what they claim are reasonable gun controls. My point, when you read any reports, regardless of the source, do yourself a favor and dig a little deeper. As I do most of the time when reading stories about those people who murder other people, ask yourself if there are common denominators. That's to include criminal histories of the individuals, the victim, and the accused. If there appears to be a random, senseless shooting at 3 a.m. in an alley in an unsavory part of town, do you wonder why a nice, innocent person was out at that time of night? What was he doing in an alley? A lot of stuff is behind violent criminal acts. Not all victims are as innocent as you might think they are from news accounts. Drug deals gone bad, bad blood between bad people. Put your thinking caps on and ask yourself the same thing that cops ask themselves: what went wrong here? What led up to this? There is something wrong. And usually you're going to find out two parties were involved: the victim and the bad guy. Last man standing goes to jail. Anyway, as far as the NRA, I don't know, effective in what? Training people? That's what they're designed to do. They're training their kids. Are not there. It's not there as a political thing.
When we built Sportsman's Lodge, we had a lot of NRA stuff, and I did a lot of training.
You were probably NRA certified as an instructor, right?
Right,
Yeah,
and did a lot of training, and most of it was just strictly safety, and especially involving children.
Mm-hmm.
But I held the FFL license there at.
That's so you can deal in guns.
That's right. It was at that. That's what. But I did a lot of NRA training, and like I said, maybe it was having to do with safety. So.
Which
is important.
It was very important and remains very important dealing with kids. And that was one of the first things in 1871, that was one of the big deals because they had a lot of little kids, young people in that on both sides. And the Union side, there were people out there that didn't have guns. They didn't ever go in. People that enter our military, there are people that go in the police department or go for police academy that have never fired a gun. They might not own a gun, but then they get into a profession that, requires guns.
Oh, I see.
If you were to teach somebody, and even in a basic school where they got 1 week of gun training, how to be proficient, can't do it. Can't do it.
Right.
Can't teach a guy how to drive a race car in 1 week, even though he's been driving his car for 2 years, right?
Exactly.
I'll tell you, we got coming up tomorrow. We got City
Councilman
Mike Yanero going to be joining us.
Yes, I need to get one of our commissioners on here.
I'd like to have Mr. Foster, Chairman Foster, and he said the other night he would come on.
Yes, we need to catch up on.
And I'm going to reach out to the mayor today, Mayor Sammy Phillips, and we've got at least two other mayors who kind of committed, right?
Yes, and
I'm sure all three, Mayor
North Topsail Beach.
North Topsail and Holly Ridge.
Yes. Who just sent me a text a few minutes ago.
So we need to go ahead and get them scheduled. They can be the same day at different times.
Right.
So topics will be different. So,
right. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get the mayor of Frischlands on
I want him in here.
I'm going to get him.
Guy. I want to know his secret.
Right. Excuse me.
It might be Walt.
Went down the wrong way.
Carry a big stick.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff upcoming. It's just
we got people we've asked and people that are they want to get back to us. I don't wait for that. We get back to them, and I'll be doing that very shortly. Right. Mr. Mayor, stand by. Your phone is getting ready to ring.
Everyone have a good day. Be careful this afternoon. We may have some storms. Just be careful driving.
There's going to be a change in the weather, and there's going to be some chillier temperatures than we've already had. So
close your umbrellas.
Oh yeah, please.
I am adamant about keeping mine closed. And Saturday night, didn't even think about it, but yet had someone on the net
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I
Radio net.
closed all my umbrellas," and I go, "Good, that's a
And by
good
the
reminder."
way, there are, on our amateur radio nets, there are net control operators. They're
Right.
just members of the ham club, and they're generally designated. They've been doing it for a while. Sometimes they need a fill in, and I've filled in on a number of occasions. And I got the call Saturday asking if I could fill in. Well, I'd been working on my radios that are operated on that particular net, and I misprogrammed one of them and had a lot of noise on it. But Lee, we have also on our nets, we have something
Backups.
called a copy along. That's somebody who copies all the call letters and the information from everybody who calls in, checks in, and they just verified it and the numbers and all that sort of good stuff as we go along through the evening. Well, as soon as I got in there, my radio was messed up beyond belief, and I started operating with the portable, was doing fine until the battery died. That was just a one that I keep around here. And I ran up and I said, well, let me get my keys. I ran to my car. Well, I programmed that radio identical to the radio over here that was screwing up. So if you do one that's screwed up, guess what?
The other one did
screwed up
too.
too.
You were having a bad night.
I was having a bad night. But anyway, Lee took over as net control. So we now have a new net control
It was
operator.
a conspiracy. It was a
She
setup.
blamed me in the
You
beginning.
did it on purpose.
I did not.
I was
do it
like,
on
what?
purpose. If you'd have been around here, you would have heard that there was nothing intentional about it.
Yeah. Things happen.
But anyway, it's always good to have backups, and
Right.
that's one of the things our club does. So thanks to Lee for taking care of business. Business.
My pleasure.
And we will see you guys tomorrow morning beginning
Tomorrow
at
at 7:00.
7:00. That's Eastern Standard Time. No, it's not. It's Eastern Daylight Time.
Correct.
Standard Time, it would be 6:00.
Okay. And do you know the president's proposing a bill to change everybody to the same?
It's not going to
Forever.
happen. Okay, we will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there. You're live and local Real Talk. We appreciate you joining us, and we will appreciate you joining again tomorrow even more, especially if you get off the pot
Right.
and give us a call.
That's right.
We love hearing from you. It's a two-way street.
See you in the morning.
Goodbye.